My good brother has bound me to a tenfold efficiency system. I earned 1,000. He earned 10,000. I earned 100,000. He earned millions. I worked all year without going home, working night and night. Finally, he saved up 1 million. He could immediately show off 10 million in savings on his social media. His wife cursed him out loud. They despise me as a useless loser. I worked hard to sleep no more than 4 hours a day. Du Ziteng, on the other hand, could make money lying at home. In the end, I died from exhaustion in a car accident. Until the day of the funeral, my parents cried until they fainted. My useless wife has always been driving. But she turned and ran into Du Ziteng's arms. She said happily, "Ziteng, your system is really good. He actually made so much money so easily." That's how I understood. All the problems lay with this system. Open your eyes again. I returned to the day of the car accident. Chen Fan, can you be a little more ambitious? Du Ziteng can make money just sitting at home. How could someone like you possibly afford to support me? Don't hurry up to work. Seeing me stunned, she grew even angrier. He actually grabbed my arm directly. What are you doing? If you don't work and earn money, I'll divorce you. Seeing Fu Yanjie trying to pinch me, I shook off her hand. She slammed it to the ground. For a moment he was both shocked and furious. You dare to hit me? Chen Fan, I want a divorce from you. If before, hearing the word divorce, I will immediately go comfort her. But now I just smiled. Alright, then let's get a divorce. Upon hearing this, Fu Yanjie was immediately stunned. The usually bossy woman tugged at my hand. She said coquettishly, "They were just joking with you. Why are you serious? I just want you to work as hard to earn money as hard as Du Ziteng. Give me a better life." I slowly pulled her hand away. "I'm gonna sleep inside now. Don't bother me." Seeing this, she became even more anxious. He even grabbed me and wouldn't let me go. "You this afternoon? Isn't there a very important client to meet? What if you don't go to him?" The previous life. I got into trouble on my way to meet a client. I only found out after I died. It turned out that Du Ziteng had bound to the so-called system. As long as I work hard and earn money, he could easily earn 10 times more money than I did. What's even more disgusting, my health worsened because of my work, yet he was able to use my life to become long and healthy. I have been a servant for 10 years. In the end, it was the parents who left their children with white hair to see off their black-haired children. Break one's heart. Du Ziteng, however, thrived thanks to the system. Stepping on my bones to achieve great deeds. Case. Why should I work so hard? Isn't Du Ziteng supposed to be able to make money? I want to take a look. How much money could he make without me? Of course I won't go. You want to make money that much? Then go for yourself. Fu Yanjie's eyes widened. Unexpectedly, my temperament changed drastically. Seeing that she wanted to speak but held back, I just closed the door and locked it, isolating that annoying face. Wake up from a nap. It was already the afternoon of the next day. There was no one in the house. I took the 1 million from this collaboration. All of it was transferred to my parents' cards. Everything is done. I just returned to the company. But as soon as I arrived at the company, Du Ziteng and Fu Yanjie hurried over right after. The first thing he did when he saw me was to bombard me with questions. What did you do this afternoon? Why is 1 million less in the joint account of the couple? Hurry up and transfer the money back. That money is half of mine. Seeing my pale face, Du Ziteng hurried over to smooth things over. Xiao Jie was getting anxious too. You transferred the money back then without telling her. It was only natural for her to overthink it. If the relationship between husband and wife is damaged, it would be bad. Listening to his grandiose words, I sneered. When my wife and I argue, you have the say. Du Ziteng was taken aback. His expression immediately turned awkward. Fu Yanjie saw this and felt deeply distressed. He raised his hand high, ready to slap me. Chen Fan, what are you talking about? Du Ziteng is doing this for our own good. How can you not give me this little face? I dodged her palm to the side. He casually pushed it away. Fu Yanjie then collapsed into Du Ziteng's arms. She stared wide-eyed in disbelief. His voice trembled. You can't make money and still dare to treat me like this. Du Ziteng is better than you. I didn't even need to listen to know what she was about to say. From the very first year of our relationship, she kept comparing me to Du Ziteng. He often embarrasses me in front of others. Over the years, she tamed me, gradually turning me into insecurity and weakness. She completely had it under her control. Because of this, I often felt guilty toward her. He felt he hadn't given her a better life. Now it seems, all of this is nonsense. I glanced at her indifferently. Since he is so good, then why don't you marry him? I think Du Ziteng likes you quite a bit too. Why don't you two make a perfect pair? And so you won't come to harm me. Hear the words. Fu Yanjie suddenly struggled out of Du Ziteng's arms. His tone was sharp. How can you think of me like that? Du Ziteng is my benefactor. We are simply a pure friendship between men and women. Only people like you with a shallow mindset. That's why everything is seen as dirty. I don't have time to joke around with her. At this moment he only replied perfunctorily. Whatever you think. Don't get in the way of my work. Fu Yanjie had always been proud. Naturally he couldn't stand this anger. Seeing her turn to take Du Ziteng away, I didn't care at all about Du Ziteng. But he simply brushed his hand away from her. Come back and smooth things over for me. Brother Chen, don't be angry. We are really innocent. My sister-in-law was at a loss for a moment. I'll go persuade you on your behalf. But this 1 million you. Better to turn back quickly. A woman's heart is a needle. Don't let this ruin the relationship. I looked up at him. He handed him a car key. Go and keep her company for a walk. Give this car back to me when you have time. He took the keys. He felt even more satisfied. He directly dragged Fu Yanjie away. I looked at their backs. His doubts grew even stronger. Logically, Du Ziteng already had 10 million. Why do you value the 1 million I have so much? He even went so far as to make a scene in front of me. He kept emphasizing to get that 1 million back. This is for him. Is it really that important? I was half leaning in my chair. I opened the dashcam player in the mobile app. This is the new car I bought. Cherish it deeply. So I thought about buying a better dashcam. This prevents accidents from being caught in a tug-of-war with people. Therefore, dashcam footage is 4K HD. Can also capture all the sounds inside the car. I instinctively held my breath and leaned in to listen. Why didn't you let him negotiate the contract? Do you know how long I schemed for this scheme? Only Chen Fan died. Only then can we fully own this money. Do you understand? Fu Yanjie's voice sounded extremely aggrieved. What are you in a hurry for? Chen Fan himself refused to go. Can I still force him to go? Besides, let him live a few more days. Wouldn't it be better to earn more money for us? Greed and mistakes abound. The system has both advantages and disadvantages. If Chen Fan transferred the money out, I will be punished tenfold. Here. My heart was shocked. Other words. Du Ziteng lost 10 million in a single stroke. No wonder I only transferred out 1 million. Yet they remain so turbulent. Right after, I was caught by the next sentence. So we must quickly address this aftermath. Mingzi, right? The rest is up to you. Alright, I promised you what I promised. When have I failed to do it? You give me some time. Tonight I'll make sure he never returns. Du Ziteng then gave a lecherous smile. Baby Chen Fan still hasn't come home. How about we stay here? The words are not finished yet. The chair was forcefully knocked over. Immediately after, the sound of water came through. I directly saved the video of the two of them having an affair. A surge of hatred welled up in his heart. Fu Yanjie. All these years of indulgence and care for her were wasted. I can indulge her like this. Also because she was the white moonlight I liked since high school. She has delicate features. Excellent results. She is the goddess in the hearts of countless people. I took her too seriously. He was anxious and conflicted about her love. Because of this, he cherished her in the palm of his hand. Loved for more than 10 years. Following her had long become a habit. Afraid she would tire of me and leave me, I earned 10,000 yuan. She wished the class would break and spend 20,000 yuan on her. Even so, she still felt it wasn't enough. He never treated me kindly. And even before my body was cold, she immediately rushed into Du Ziteng's arms. I will always remember. They kissed in front of the tombstone, as if no one else was around. Husband, I spent over 10 years with him for you. You have to compensate me well. Baby, aren't you afraid Chen Fan's soul will see you? Be careful that he will not die with eyes closed. Fu Yanjie let out a coquettish laugh. The tone was helpless. I'm afraid of what he's doing. As long as he's alive, he's my crazy dog. If you die, you die. In the next life, I'll beckon with my finger. He still crawled over to be my simp. I recalled her confident tone at that time. A sharp pain struck my heart. The doubts of 2 lifetimes were finally resolved. Du Ziteng wants to kill me. She personally handed over the knife. Such a person. I can still hope she has some genuine affection for me. I hated them terribly. But at this moment he couldn't reveal himself. Divorced Fu Yanjie. She will definitely take half of my money. I must have planned for myself. Not to mention, I also want to know what their conspiracy really is. That night, Fu Yanjie hadn't come home for a long time. He only called me in the early morning. Husband, tonight we're having a class reunion at the old friends bar. Do you want to come too? Everyone says they miss you a lot. Listening to the noisy bar on the other end of the line, I pretended to be worried and said, then I'll come now. And take you back while you're at it. Bars like this, The crowd was mixed. Maybe this is the trap she set for me. But I just wanted to see it. What exactly is she up to? So before driving, he specifically contacted another important person. He had just pushed open the door to the private room. Fu Yanjie gently leaned into my arms, weak and boneless. I held back my nausea and didn't push her away directly. Only then did he focus on his watery eyes. He said aggrievedly, "Husband, it's my fault during the day. Can you please not blame me? The person he loves most is you. In front of so many classmates. I don't really want to say much." Ziteng was smiling from the side. "Everyone, please give a toast to Chen Fan. He is now a big boss. With just one sentence I can arrange jobs for you." The remaining few immediately started to stir, and came one after another to pay my respects. I had a few drinks. Feeling a bit tipsy, he directly refused the remaining wine. But instead, he felt his body go limp and unusual. Her mouth was still a bit numb. I realized something was wrong, so he prepared to leave. Ziteng was the first to switch and support me. Said with a smile, "President Chen was drunk. I called him a designated driver. Let's just disperse like this." Once everyone had left, Ziteng moved me into the car. I struggled to get out of the car, but he tied her up in her seat. He smiled. "Chen Fan, I originally didn't want to treat you like this. It's you who are looking for your own death." I thought of many schemes about him. He just didn't expect him to go straight for force. Before I could say anything, he changed his outfit and got into the driver's seat. The vehicle slowly drove away from the bar. Walk down a deserted path. Now is a society ruled by law. What exactly are you trying to do, you fool? Seeing me struggle but my hands and feet numb from being drugged, he couldn't help but hum a tune in a good mood. What am I going to do? Of course, I'm sending you to your death. Don't worry, wait until you die. I will definitely take good care of your parents. And take good care of your wife. Speaking of which, the smile at the corner of his mouth grew even wider. You don't know yet. Your wife has long been ruined by me. Only you still treat her as a treasure. I twisted a few times trying to pick up my phone. He immediately discovered his intention. He pulled his phone straight out of my pocket. Thrown out the car window. I also want to call the police. Dream. Take this opportunity. I bit down his arm. She bit off a piece of flesh from his body with all her strength. Ziteng's face twisted in pain. He slapped me hard twice. Shut up. I tasted a taste of blood in my throat. But he was powerless to fight back. He grabbed my head and slammed it against the window. He cursed as he bumped into each other. I should have killed you long ago. This chopstick. He actually dared to bite me. Still not satisfied, he pulled out a handful of shards of glass and tossed it into my mouth. I screamed in pain. Only then did he smile with satisfaction. You don't really think someone can come to save you, do you? This road is deserted and deserted. No one will know you died for 3 years. At this moment, the front of the car was struck by a powerful impact. The vehicle began to shake violently, forced to stop by the roadside. Suddenly, several police cars surrounded them from all directions. The lead police officer got out of the car. His expression was cold and stern. We received a distress call. Get off quickly. Don't play tricks. Do not get out of the car within 3 seconds. We will take coercive measures. Ziteng looked back at me in disbelief. You're scheming against me. He instinctively pulled a knife out of his pants. He wanted to kill me outright. Then, upon hearing the sound of the police car, he suddenly lost all strength. Before he could continue thinking, the police threatened him to get out of the car immediately. He quickly put on a friendly smile. The panic in her heart was impossible to hide. Comrade police, it's all a misunderstanding. Misunderstand. I was covered in blood. Ziteng had just gotten off the car. Several police officers put their hands on them. He said in terror, I really didn't break the law. You can't just catch good people at will. The lead officer's expression was cold and stern. He had someone take him away directly. Only then did a young girl get out of the police car. Chen Fan, why didn't you tell me earlier that you were kidnapped? Now it's good. He was injured too. People suffer. Pan Ting and I were childhood friends. After graduation, she couldn't find a suitable job. Come to my company for a while. Before departure, I want to leave myself a way out. She was the first person who came to mind. If I hadn't texted Pan Ting within an hour, he told her to call the police immediately. And my watch is equipped with a tracker. Just call the police. That way, the police will definitely find me before anything happens. This is a wild countryside. Plus, police cars are everywhere. It was not easy to talk to. The police took us all the way back to the station. Fu Yanjie, as a family member, quickly arrived as well. I spoke calmly. Ziteng drugged me. He wanted to kill him directly and then abandon the household. I must still have some medication residues on me. Fu Yanjie heard this. Taking advantage of my distraction, he slapped me across the face. What nonsense are you talking about? Even jokes should have limits. Isn't it just jealousy that Du Ziteng and I are close to each other? You don't need to frame him, do you? She turned to the police and said, Comrade police, I am Chen Fan's wife. I can testify for Du Ziteng. He really had no motive to kill. Everything was a conspiracy orchestrated by Chen Fan. I covered my other face, which had been slapped red. His voice was low and hoarse. There should be complete dialogue on the dashcam. The police went to get the dashcam, but they found that the memory card inside had already been stolen. Other words, besides being covered in wounds, it doesn't prove that Du Ziteng had a motive to kill me. In the end, due to insufficient evidence, he was only detained for a few days as a warning. Pan Ting accompanied me to the hospital. This time, Du Ziteng was not sent in one go. I'm afraid he'll pick a fight with you later. You really need to protect yourself. My wound has been professionally treated. It didn't hurt as much now. Although Du Ziteng was not directly captured, it left me feeling a bit regretful. But I also had backup plans. Du Ziteng could still pay the price. After returning home, I directly asked my parents to transfer the money back to me. I turned to investing in a project. 1 million is put in. Not a single coin was left behind. Fu Yanjie returned home looking exhausted and anxious. Seeing me like this, he immediately became even angrier. Chen Fan, hurry up and release the kid. Otherwise I will divorce you. Anyway, I've had enough. Living with someone as pathetic as you. Listening to her confident threat. I didn't care. He even ordered a cigarette for himself. Fog rises. This immediately provoked Fu Yanjie's anger. I don't like it. Taste. You should quickly put it out. I ignored and stepped on them, until she was about to grab mine. Time. My hand shook. Hui Shushu landed on her arm. Fu Yanjie's beautiful face twisted in pain. You still dare to burn it. Do I want to die? Since you want to divorce so much, let's go ahead and handle the divorce procedures first. She looked at me in surprise and suspicion. It seems she didn't expect me to be so straightforward. He immediately let out a cold laugh. Divorce is fine. Divide half of the property with me. After marriage I own 2 properties. Both cars are marital property. Fu Yanjie could indeed take half. I also know her little schemes. He said indifferently, Alright, I'll split half with you. She didn't think much of it, but the way he looked at me was even more calm. Because she didn't know. I have already taken all the property under my name, converted into cash. Including the house he currently lives in that has already been mortgaged. Along with 1 million in deposits. Altogether it was 3 million. I put all my effort into the project investment. She wanted a divorce to split the property. All they could do was get a pile of debt. The day of the divorce. Sure enough, Fu Yanjie was unwilling to accept it and started making a scene. Chen Fan, you're clearly doing it on purpose. You want me to get nothing at all. Who says you won't get a single cent? These are all investment opportunities. You can just take a little of it casually. You'll earn whatever comes from now on. She directly gave up on the divorce. Instead, he glared at me fiercely. Alright, then I won't get divorced. Chen Fan, you've been planning for so long. Isn't it just so I can't leave you? Now you should be satisfied, right? Her lofty and aloof demeanor. Just like before. It only makes me feel utterly disgusted. You're thinking too much. Since he was asking for divorce, then I am sincere. I won't let a pile of stinky dog poop either. Continue to influence my life. She felt humiliated. His eyes turned red with anger. Yet he still refused to take a step into the Civil Affairs Bureau. I just don't divorce. Wear you down to death. Such a mad expression. There is no trace of former glory. Fu Yanjie refused to divorce. So I directly appealed for divorce. And he moved out of that apartment directly. They began living separately. Even though she bombards me with phone calls every day. First, I took it. He heard her angry shout on the other end of the phone. Hurry up and come back to me. I have no way of accepting a divorce. Even if I die, I'll drag you down with me. As I gradually stopped answering calls, her tone softened considerably again. Give me some time. Let's sit down and talk. I guess most likely I did it. This caused Du Ziteng's entire account to lose money. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so flustered. He even wanted to negotiate with me. Until this moment. Only then did I finally let go. Fu Yanjie was arrogant and arrogant. Self-interest. She simply doesn't deserve my love. It was in the past that I was blinded by love. Du Ziteng's first thing after leaving the detention center. It means checking the balance in your account. For so many years, he saved up quite a bit of money. This was also his last reliance. But when he found the balance was 0, I almost fainted. The first thing he did was block me downstairs at my company. Where exactly did you get your money? Watching him roar irrational, I actually felt even calmer. Investing and making money is none of your business. Du Ziteng suddenly grabbed my hand. He said through almost gritted teeth, "You withdraw the money. I can give you double the money. Why should I believe what a murderer says?" Du Ziteng saw that I was completely unmoved. The anger in his heart grew even stronger. All right, just you wait." Looking at his gloomy expression, I knew this was a murderous intent. At first, she saw there was no money in her account. It will definitely limit his thinking. They'll definitely save opportunities for the money. Then take action. Otherwise, wouldn't he lose both his people and money? Seeing me like this, he knew in his heart that he had lost his chance. He must hate me to the bone. But what I wanted was this hatred. Because I want to force him to act, then personally send him to hell. But several months have passed. Fu Yanjie and I have already approved the divorce certificate. But he still didn't make a move. And he somehow managed to make some money. Life is full of wind and water. He repeatedly called me for a weapon. What I have now is money. He will also be richer than you. Like you, a pig. All they know is throwing money in, but they didn't realize they all lost money. He held Fu Yanjie in his arms. The guard reached into her hem as if his hand were slipping inside. This only made me dislike Fu Yanjie, that fool, even more. You can't see Du Ziteng's true intentions at all. A person who truly loves you. How could he bear to do such a thing in front of so many people? She was the only one who foolishly thought it was love. He thought Du Ziteng was declaring his sovereignty. This money must have been given to him by Fu Yanjie from home. All to provoke me. It makes me work even harder. This is how they make money. The purpose of killing me. I don't fall for it at all. Du Ziteng never cares about coming by every time. Even if you have children here, I don't mind. I don't mind. How can you say that? You do so every day in front of me. Come, go. Isn't it just like a pig or dog in heat? I wouldn't find it strange if I had a child someday. Seeing it provoking me is useless. Du Ziteng angrily lifted the sofa with a leg. He squeezed Fu Yanjie even harder, until Fu Yanjie cried out in pain. He didn't let go either. His eyes were filled with anger. "It's all your fault, you scoundrel, for not keeping people. Otherwise, my plan would have succeeded long ago." Fu Yanjie had never suffered such humiliation before. At this moment his eyes were bloodshot. Tears fell. How can you talk like that? But when facing the man she loves, in the end, she didn't lose her temper. All she had to do was say sorry to her. She will forgive unconditionally. Why not count as one willing to hit and one willing to take it? I watched this scene coldly. It was nothing but utter mockery. Holding the love she gave her, she refused it. Fu Yanjie would rather kneel and lick another man. Nor did she want to accept me, who had been good to her for over 10 years. I want to take a look. How much longer could she keep humiliating herself? I didn't wait long. That evening after work, I suddenly felt a bit sudden. Bad premonition. By now, they were already working late into the night. There was not a single person around. I remained vigilant, observing everywhere. There was a loud noise. Suddenly, a sedan rushed in from the corner of the alley. I immediately retreated to the inner side of the street. He hadn't even had time to breathe a sigh of relief. The sedan suddenly changed direction. They drove toward the direction I was hiding. This car is definitely aimed at me. I saw it through the car window. The person sitting inside was clearly Du Ziteng. He truly had no scruples. Driving to kill me. When you realized this, I was forced to the corner. My mind was quickly thinking about how to avoid it. But his body stiffened at the arrival of danger. Especially at the moment the car was about to crash into her. I stiffened my body. My feet felt as if they were deeply stuck in mud. I can't move. Be careful, leave quickly. Suddenly, someone rushed out from the side of the street. A strong force pulled me aside. The glaring headlights shone on my face. Immediately after, it crashed into the railing and made a loud bang. I gasped. The body was just a few meters from the front of the car. Just a little bit. I'll be crushed into pulp by this car. After calming down, I just noticed someone lying beside me. It was actually Pan Ting. It was she who saved me. But at this moment, her whole body was covered in blood. Even her skirt was covered in large bloodstains. Du Ziteng inside the car was also hit by the impact. Flesh and blood are blurred. It was a deathly silence. My hands trembled. He successively called the police and ambulance. This is not what I imagined. I never intended to drag others into this matter anyway. At this moment, Pan Ting was injured because of me. This made me feel guilty and heartbroken. Because she protected me. I was just scraped. But she fell into a coma. I waited in the emergency room all night. Pan Ting finally got through the dangerous period. I waited another whole day. She gradually regained consciousness. After seeing me, tears slowly rolled down. I'm sorry. I don't know why she said sorry, because I was clearly the one who did the wrong thing. If I hadn't insisted on seducing Du Ziteng, seek revenge on me, nor would it hurt an innocent person like her. I held the freshly cooked plain porridge from home, slowly brought to his lips. Thank you for saving me. Next time, don't bet your life on it. Speaking of which, my voice choked with emotion. The doctor said you almost couldn't wake up. If only the ambulance had arrived a bit later. Maybe. She shook her head. Stop me from saying what I want to say. All right. It's all over. We have known each other for so many years. How could I bear to see you alone? That's why I've been following you for these past few days. Afraid you might encounter difficulties. I can be the first to show up. Chen Fan, I've liked you for a long time. Wait for this to end. Give me a chance, okay? Looking into her tearful eyes, I could hardly say no. She just kept comforting him. All right, whatever you say is fine. Only then did she slowly close her eyes and rest. The moment she walked out of the ward, I was still trembling all over. I was afraid this would happen again. This time I will make Du Ziteng pay the price. A month later, Du Ziteng was not in life-threatening condition. He was transferred to the police station. Because the evidence is complete, his intention to murder me was also very obvious. So he was directly sentenced to life imprisonment. I made a special trip to meet him. His expression is calm and clear. There were still thick bruises under his eyes. It looked like it had been a long time since he had a good night's sleep. Why bother? As soon as those 3 words were spoken, this immediately infuriated him. But, Chen Fan, can you have some shame? Back in school you kept pressing me down everywhere. Even the woman I like wants to compete with me. And I became the laughingstock among parents. I finally had the chance to turn things around. Yet you have caused me to this extent. It's all your fault. Ruined me. Heard this. I couldn't help but laugh a little. I was diligent in school. Grades are always at the forefront. Du Ziteng idled around all day. How could their grades possibly improve? As for Fu Yanjie, she was even more eccentric. She was the one who confessed to me. She also wanted to be with me. How could anyone blame me for all this? After leaving school, I once gave Du Ziteng quite a bit of money. Brothers, the support that should be given will not be lacking. But because of this, he holds a grudge against me. Some even tried to kill for money. Harmed my past life. After a tragic death, he mocked and insulted my parents even more, saying you deserved it. Chen Fan died. This money should belong to Fu Yanjie. You 2 old things. He actually dared to calculate money. This money should have been taken by my parents. It was Fu Yanjie who was shameless. Secretly transferred all my inheritance. My parents are already elderly and frail. They were no match for 2 young men at all. On the day of my funeral I was severely humiliated. Tears flow freely in my old age. I've been keeping this account for this until now. At this moment, watching him be imprisoned for life, I finally felt a bit of satisfaction at avenging my great hatred. Du Ziteng, this is just how your life ends. Even if you hate me again, what can you do with me, you bitch? He was so angry that his clothes were making a loud sound. Then a strange smile appeared. Aren't you Fu Yanjie's simp? Even if I go to prison, she still looks down on you. Besides, she already carries my child. Ha ha ha. The woman you love will never like you in this lifetime. I am the winner. Listening to his manic laughter, I felt even more helpless. What is there to like about a worn-out shoe? He was stunned, as if he hadn't expected it. My evaluation of Fu Yanjie is so vicious. Is the system on you still okay? The word system instantly made Du Ziteng's body tremble. Then a look of terror appeared on his face. You already knew. No, how do you know? Is all of this just your own move? You deliberately lured me into sinning. I stopped talking, leaving plenty of room for his imagination. Only suspicion could make his life even harder. Throughout his life, he was caught in suspicion and doubt. This was also my final punishment for him. When he walked out of prison, in my mind, suddenly, a cold electronic voice rang out. A new host is detected. Should we bind the stolen fortune system? As long as you agree, you can freely bind close people around you. The money he earned. This will give your account 10 times the extra money. So this was Du Ziteng's system. Seeing that he was no longer useful, he began planning to bind the next person. This system disturbs people's minds. It turns people into monsters. He became a greedy man like Du Ziteng. Everything I want will be achieved through my own hands. We simply don't need such things. Thinking of this, I didn't hesitate to say no. Pan Ting and I confirmed our relationship. This also made me feel true love again. It turns out that loving someone is a mutual pursuit. All the flowers have faded, and my thoughts have been spent. Prepare a holiday gift for her. She racks her brains trying to figure out what to give me. This is a completely different experience from the past. When I was with Fu Yanjie, only I can give gifts. She only does so when she receives gifts. Give me a brief kiss as if giving me charity. You did a great job. I like it very much. At that moment, I was so moved I was completely confused. Because a kiss wanted to give her the whole world. Looking back now, it was truly hopelessly foolish. Pan Ting is different. A kiss will not become her reward. She will only be especially happy after receiving the gift. Then he returned the favor with me with a carefully prepared gift. We went to the amusement park together. Go check in at all the couple's hotspots together. Hugs and kisses have never been rewards for charity. It's the way love is expressed in everyday life. And so, half a year passed. I proposed to her, the day before discussing marriage. But Fu Yanjie came looking for me. Her belly was already a bit big. It looks like production is about to begin. After seeing me, at first, her face showed a hint of shyness. Followed by, she took out the first gift I had given her back then. It was a handmade book. It records the days and nights I secretly loved her. Chen Fan. Only now do I realize how precious your love for me is. We should just reunite. Wait until I give birth to this child. It would be the perfect family of 3. Listening to her blissful fantasies. But I felt utterly disgusted. How could Fu Yanjie be so shameless? Before I could say anything, Pan Ting immediately kicked her out. Roll away a little, come and touch the edge. Chen Fan is now my boyfriend. Fu Yanjie laughed even more heartily. My boyfriend Chen Fan has liked me for over 10 years. What kind of thing are you? It is also worthy of being compared to me. Just one word from me. He will come back to find me. I walked out the door. He tore the book to shreds right in front of her. Looking at her. His eyes were filled only with hatred. I'm not interested in you. Get out of here. The book was torn apart. Only then did Fu Yanjie realize I was serious. She looked utterly lost and helpless. It seemed he never imagined how things would turn out this way. I closed the door. She looked at Pan Ting with some concern, afraid she would be upset because of this. She replied with a look of complaint. How did you tear up this book? I also want to see your secret crush life. Seeing that she was completely unaffected, I smiled helplessly. What's so good about this? It's all in the past. She curved her eyes. 2 small dimples appeared on his cheeks. Very cute. Then he hugged me tightly. He said in a muffled voice, then you have to stay with me all the time. I comforted her back. Her tone was doting and indulgent. It's natural. We will be together forever and ever. The next day, I carried a cart full of gifts, visiting to discuss wedding arrangements. Once everything settled, Pan Ting sat in the front passenger seat. Bao Jing was so sleepy that he fell asleep. Looking at her peaceful sleeping face, I silently vowed in my heart he wanted to treat her well for a lifetime. He gave his all to love her. Suddenly my parents' phone rang. When is Xiao Fan coming over to eat? Remember to take Ting Ting along to cook her favorite pork ribs. Alright, I'll come right over. I changed the direction of the car, heading toward home. Everything looks brand new. I have a fulfilling life and a happy marriage.